everybody.
Yay, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. First art party in a month. Welcome, everybody.
We're happy to have everyone here.
Happy
So nice to see
summer.
so many names. Great.
So if you're just coming in, you may be coming in muted. So if you wanted to say something like, look at this awesome thing that I'm wearing today that I got from our party, you can certainly unmute yourself. But also if you want to pop in the chat where, oh, we miss you too, Denise. If you want to pop in the chat where you're from, it's always a fun way to start because then we get to see where everybody's coming from. We've had people from all over the world. So that's pretty fun for us. It's so great to see you guys coming back, and we have some new people and we have a new artist today. So today we have a totally different format in that we have 8 artists for the first time. So this is going to be pretty exciting. Hi, Mary Carol.
Hi, Mary.
It's like Mary's sort of like family, and we haven't seen her in a while. Welcome everyone, all these people that we only knew through art parties. So yeah, we've got some New York, we've got Vermont. Actually, there's even someone, Trish is here from my town, from Brandon. Hi Trish, I'm glad you made it.
Trish.
San Francisco, California, that's awesome. I'm just gonna cover a couple things while we're letting people come in because we're still coming in at kind of a steady clip. So if there, for any reason, we need to shut down our party, like we have some sort of technical difficulties, I will remind you all of this if it happens, which it hasn't in a really long time, but we will publish an updated link on our website. So the website is artpartycentral.org, and we will put a new link right across the top that says just join this link here. So anyway, so that's just our only little technical thing. I also want to remind you all, and also those of you who are new to art parties, please go to the bottom of your screen and open up your chat so you can see. I don't know if, some of you, if you don't have your chat open, you don't know why I know where people are from. Maybe it's creeping you out, but it's actually in the chat. So if you don't see the little chat icon, you can just click on the 3 dots that say more. And one of your options is open up the chat. And that's how we communicate with each other. And the reason that's so important to us is that this is an interactive party. Ooh. So after a little while, even when we mute you, we want this to be interactive so that you can continue to ask questions. You can say, I didn't see Saskia's necklace that was behind her. She didn't show it. Can you make sure she shows it closer? And that's the way that we interact with you when you are muted. So anyway, so I think we'll get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Stone, and I am one of 2 women who run Swan&Stone Millinery up here in Vermont. Nora Swan is my partner, and she is waving. She is the admin tonight. Now she's sort of doing a dance, and she will be running things from sort of the background and making sure that things go smoothly. So if you have any questions or you're having some trouble with your Zoom or anything like that, you can send her a private message. She is admin in the chat. Anyway, so we make mostly wool felt hats, but it's actually quite warm out right now. So I have all my straw behind us, but we have straw and felt hats, and our website is swanandstone.com. So we invite you to visit us. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and take 1 second to allow Nora to mute everybody. That's just Zoom protocol, and that is so that we don't have background noise. So we're going to go ahead and mute everyone. Okay, there we go. So today, as I said before, we're doing things a little bit differently. We have 8 incredible artists. Normally you hear us tell you about 6 different artists that are on. So we have 8 artists today. And first we're going to hear from Meghan Patrice Riley of MPR Jewelry, and then Ellen Cohen, Jan Lichtenstein of It's by Jan, Saskia DeVries, who is here for the very first time, and she is with Made by Saskia, Mimi Kirchner, and followed by Jennifer Lippman, Bruno, Ilene Schwartz, and then Karla Gudeon of Karla Gudeon Art and Design. So let me just tell you how these parties work, just really quickly, for those of you who haven't been. First, each of the artists is going to give a presentation, followed by some questions that were previously submitted by all of you. At the end of the party, once all 8 artists have gone, we actually have 8 $50 gift certificates that we're going to raffle off. So that is just for coming to our party tonight. You will have a chance to win one of 8 gift certificates of $50 each to the artist's website. But you do have to be here to win, so you need to stick around until the end. And then for everyone, we will give you a special discount code at the end, and that's for 10% off all 8 of the websites plus ours, Nora's and mine at swan&stone.com. And then after all of that, we sort of open the party up for a little bit of chatting. We sort of call it our after party, and that is a chance to ask any questions that maybe we didn't get to. We will be writing down any questions that you guys pose in the chat. If there isn't time during the artist presentation, we're going to write it down, and don't worry, we're not going to forget about you. It is really important to us that, as I said before, that we sort of keep communication open, because that's a big part of what makes our parties a party, because parties involve lots of people enjoying themselves and interacting. And I just got a reminder from Karla that I did not open us up with a toast. So I apologize. I'm going to unspotlight myself so that I can see everybody. If you have, we're going to open up with a toast. If you have a glass of water, wine, whiskey, because we don't judge here at Art Party Central. It's a safe space. Feel free to hold it up, and cheers, everyone. Thank you for coming. We've missed you so much. I can't believe I forgot to toast. Cheers. Yay, art parties. Megan's doing a little bit of a dance. Come on, Megan, we can, there we go. So now off to the good stuff. We are going to start off with our favorite little dancer, Meghan Patrice Riley. Welcome back, Meghan.
Okay, hi guys. Well, that is a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Sam. Hi to everybody and happy summer. We're fully in it, and we've been seeing each other for a while, and I feel like we've been really busy and productive in the studio. So welcome to Brooklyn, New York. Sometimes I'm in California, but I've been super in Brooklyn and working on all these new things. So welcome to, we're going to get into it. My name is MPR Meghan Patrice Riley. I'm a contemporary jeweler in Brooklyn. We make a lot of, I work a lot with industrial materials blended with silver, gold, gemstones. But I've been playing with some new things, some new colors. So we're gonna try some stuff on. But I have been thinking, I put up a new edit for you guys before this, because I love to bring something a little special and really think about the timeliness of us meeting right now and summer and what we're wearing and what we're thinking about. So I've been thinking a lot about more travel and people are asking me more about travel. People are traveling a little bit more. I actually been able to go to California in the recent couple months, and I've been thinking about packing and maybe planning vacations. So I'm thinking about the adjustments I'm making in my wardrobe, and also adjustments because summer is so bloody hot. So I've been wearing a lot of tunics and really comfortable things, lots of pockets, because I've been walking around more and I need stuff with me. But I actually broke out my long necklaces again, and that has been a pure joy, because I love long necklaces. Are probably one of my most favorite things, and I really gave them up during COVID. It was harder to wear. You need typically, 26 inches was the length I was going maximum. So it's been fun to revisit this and start designing this way. I brought some of my favorite pieces. This is my go-to travel piece. I love having a statement piece this is golden with a bronzy gold. with little gold bits all floating down. It is a party all in itself. It's so cool. It has a magnet clasp, which I use in all the pieces, and then little quartz crystals here to close it. Yeah, the golden tone, it feels like dripping waterfall of the metal. This is all that steel cable that is like the fabric of my collection. And it's so soft and light, and you can get such a great statement without being super heavy. And this I crumple into a tote or a little bag or a little pouch, and it can go everywhere, and it falls back into place. You can wear it more even like this. You can also kind of play with it by putting it off to the side, opening it up. I love having things that are simple, but you can wear multiple ways, or double. You can get different looks. You can open it up or close it and then wear it from the bottom. Found this out from one of my customers. I kind of made like a different statement, kind of longer feeling, more like a pendant. But I also just made simple pendants. So this is my exclamation necklace. I just finished a whole run of these this is with tourmalines. So there's little mini touches of gemstone woven throughout. And I like them like punctuated with the little gold bits. You catch the light. This has like this one I was thinking, I call this exclamation, but these wonderful long statements, like a pendant. But of course I had to kind of scatter a little bit of math in there and have these circles graduating down. So it has a little bit of interest and a little bit of like fluttery movement I was thinking of as I designed it. Okay, so that's like really getting into the long necklaces. I also, because I did hint at new materials, I've been working on these really fun one-of-a-kind pieces for my Imaginarium collection. These are all limited edition, where I'm taking industrial steel ball chain that has powder coating, like these wonderful like oranges and different colors, and then hand crocheting and make these wonderful textures. So these are clip-on and clip-off little charms, and I've been really enjoying like making new colorways, playing with different textile techniques, but applying it to a different material and having a little bit of more color. I think that's another thing that I really think about with summer. Maybe bringing some hot pink in, and I totally did it. I made a hot pink, like a super Barbie necklace, like fun, big, chunky, all hand crocheted with that hot pink and gold. And then I made like a bracelet scrunchie that's all hand crocheted chain. It feels so wonderful. Sam, am I missing questions? I'm not paying attention to the chat at all.
So I'm so glad you asked, because I was actually just about to sort of butt in a little bit, just because I wanted to point out that you have some serious earring fans on the party. So I was hoping you would show us some earrings and also give us some tips on how to choose the right earring for your face, for your hair, for your life.
Totally.
Do it all, please.
I made a little selection here that was helpful. I hope earrings. Yes, we have a whole golden. I put a whole golden glow earring collection up also on the website, just because I keep thinking about all the different sizes in gold. So there's posts there, hooks there, hoops, super long ones. They're all really comfortable. These are really great new hoops with labradorites woven on, and they're extremely light. I think big hoops for summer. But I have some new designs. We've been doing these like bow tie little gemstones. These are new lapis stones. So lapis I've been playing with a lot too. This new colorway. I feel like jeans inspired with this. So this is like for someone who, this is my mom, someone who wants to go bigger, but usually is more this person or maybe a stud. This would be a nice long dangle. And this is about 2 inches down, but it's narrower and it really frames the face. So I think of this kind of style for people who usually wear more, want to elongate their faces. These are my new like little comets, and these are much bigger. These are like 3.5 inches. So you're getting into a real statement, and these kind of feel like boho, super fun, have a lot of movement and texture. then I do a lot of posts too, because posts are great, but sometimes making them that have a little movement or interest is hard. So we have these little twigs and all
And
the little
Meghan,
parts move.
I just want to point out to everyone that everything that you just said fit to a T. Everyone in my family, that you have picked the perfect earrings for everyone. We are going to have to move on, but
Yeah, of course.
I highly recommend, and it's an important point for all of us, that we can all help you figure out what is the right thing for you, because Meghan has been so good about that with my family, my kids, everybody. Anyway, so thank you so much, Meghan. And we are going to move over to Ellen Cohen of Ellen Cohen Design. Hi, Ellen.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming and thanks for having me here today. So I thought today I would show you some of my newer work, which finally just went up on my website. So that's pretty exciting. I'm wearing one of my pieces now. And these are hollow form necklaces. And so they are lighter than they look. They have some nice weight, but they're balanced really beautifully on the body. And this one, all these new pieces, if they have stones, are some kind of opal. This one I'm wearing is a Australian or Boulder opal. And that's been really fun for me. And I was recently talking to somebody about teaching at a local art school and kind of starting to think about what I'd want to teach, and which started to make me think about where I'm going to go. I do shut my studio down in August, and it's a time to kind of regroup and think about where I'm going. So I'm not finished with this series yet, but I am starting to think about where I'm going. And part of that is, I would call them almost like memory necklaces or memory pieces. So found objects, memory pieces. And if you think back to Victorian times, there were all those hair lockets and things that people wore to carry a piece with them. But for me, it could be about a person, or it could be about a place I love. And so this piece is, it's been on my website. So it is coral that I picked up on the beach. So I didn't destroy anything. It was already dead. Coral with high carat, 22 karat gold, and a beach stone that I picked up in Maine. So I have both extremes of the East Coast here, all in one piece. And it hangs on this handmade cable. So that's kind of where I'm thinking about going. And it's another fun, this is part of my personal collection. And it's just a piece of wood, and it is waxed. So it has this really great feel to it and really easy to wear. So really simple. But also kind of a memory of where I picked that branch up and then cut it apart. Here's a favorite. Maine is dear to my heart. You guys might have heard me talk about that. So this is a piece of birch bark and a stone, both that I picked up in Maine. And you can see some of the moss that has kind of grown into the birch bark. This was in the wood pile, the wood burning fire pit pile. So I didn't harm any trees to bring it into my collection. But and it's a brooch, just in case anybody's interested. It is a brooch, but you know, it brings that pearl in, which is a little bit of the precious with all the organic. And that is always really fun for me to visit and play with. So here I have my birch in its natural form. And here I've taken that birch bark and I've cast it. And normally I work in silver, but this is bronze. And you could see that it picks up the colors in the stone and the gold around it. So I also do a lot of work with, you know, as I'm thinking about memories. When my mom passed away, I was cleaning out the house and I found all these jars of old buttons. And so these are both rings that are made from old old buttons. So I just created some prongs to hold that in. And the rest of the ring is sterling. And I have a feeling this is a sterling silver, like an older button. Look at all that detail in there. So that's been kind of fun. I love working with recycled and upcycled materials, and but they go deeper than that. I have a friend who has a parrot, and he brought me some feathers from the parrot, and here I've just gone in and cold connected that in there to create a pendant. So this one's long, it's copper and silver. It's just kind of fun and light and has that bit of color in there. So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about and thinking about where I'm going to go. This is another parrot feather that the epoxy's pretty glossy, gives it a whole different feel, which is a little less me, but it's kind of that trial and tribulations. So, and today I was walking the dog and I came across this. So the sycamore tree is shedding right next door. And it's really inspirational to me. And I love the negative space and the uneven edges. And I'm sure that'll work its way indirectly into my work. So
oh, that'll be so exciting to see. Hopefully you'll bring something back to an art party so we can.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So I do close down for August, and yeah, so it'll be really exciting to start fresh and rejuvenated.
Now, Ellen, just quickly, because I know you work with customers because you've been on Art Party before. How do people reach you?
So best place to reach me, especially with summer, is via email or through my website. You could email me, message me through there. That would probably be the best way to reach me, because I'm coming and going all summer. So.
And I also think, can people work with you to do something on layaway and that sort of thing? Yeah.
Yep. So, layaway is great. A lot of people for my more sculptural pieces, that's a really nice way to go and to get something really special. And then also, if somebody has their own objects that they want a memory piece made of, then I would love to collaborate to do that.
Oh, I love that you do that so much. Thank you for everything. And I do apologize that my internet completely died here in my studio. And then, so I hope that there was nothing that happened distracting when I came back in.
I didn't notice.
Fantastic. So that's perfect. Well, thank you very much, Ellen. We are going to move on to Jan now. It's by Jan. Hi.
Hi. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate when people come, and it's so nice to have a big crowd. I have been a fabric or textile artist and a glass artist for total about 25 years, and have loved getting into. I've probably been doing the fabric for about 7 or 8, and love getting into doing it. Most of what I do is shibori, and this particular one, as you can see, the lines in there, those come from actually literally wrapping this silk over a plumbing pole and compressing it, putting it in water, and then the dyes actually kind of pull depending on how much water is in what spot in the string. So it makes the beautiful lines. And then, as you can see, I love color. So I have been doing this for, like I said, about 6 or 7 years. I started by seeing a shibori scarf in Seattle, and it took me 2 years to figure out what it was. And but then I started doing it. And then the other thing that I do, which is a huge asset to having any scarf, is scarf magnets. So all of these are a magnet on the back, and they're very strong. And you can then turn your scarves into a poncho. You can just wear your scarf like you would normally wear a wrap or a scarf. But the great thing is it will not move. You don't have to use your hands. You don't have to be pushing stuff over your shoulder all day. And over the last few months, I've come up with some new styles of the magnets. So these are, the oval version. I can also do the scarves and the magnets in any colors that you are looking for to match anything. I do quite a few different types of scarves. So let me show you something that's totally different than what I just had on. This is organza, silk organza. And the dark lines and some of the white lines you see in there are from the dyeing, but there is actual lines in the fabric as well. You can kind of see the really, really even lines. Those are from the fabric.
Maybe to call on mine.
And this is great because you can wear this over a nice dress. You can wear it over any kind of little shirt. It's it kind of like angles out. It's actually an entire circle. And I took the middle out. I also, besides doing colors, I do a lot of neutrals, something relatively new for me. So these neutrals, this is a bubble silk, and the bubble silk is a silk with the reason it's called bubble silk is a silk with a elastic actually in the fabric. And so I do the same thing. I wrap it with string, and then it comes out with the lines. So you can see them on here. They're not as prominent on here, but you can see some of the different colors. And then this is great because it's a poncho, but even with something that goes over you, any silk is going to be somewhat slippery, even bubble silk. So if you put a magnet on, it won't slide around your body. I also I just finished this, for summer, this beautiful pink. I call this the wave wrap, and or I call it the floaty ones. So if you can't remember wave wrap, floaty ones is good. But what's nice about it is it has this angled area that gives it just a little more upscale kind of look to it. And you put the magnet on and you have your outfit for the day. Do a little fold. I always suggest that you fold it when you're putting the magnet on to have it the most secure. Put the back behind your shirt and your scarf will never move. So this one has a nice little kind of, it almost looks like you're floating. This is something brand new. I just tried. So it's a very, it's just a rectangle scarf, but I decided to take pieces of the scarf that went together better, or pieces of fabric that went together better, and put in and started doing sewing. So I kind of come up with this new thing. I'm trying to put more different types of fabrics together. I'm just now starting it. I don't have any to show you this time, but next time I will. And what's nice about it is it just has it gives you just a little bit of a look, of a different look. And then you can put the magnet on.
I love that. That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
I also love how at art parties we get to see these little sneak peeks. So you're saying this is not on your website. This is actually just something
No,
that you're playing around
literally,
with.
I finished it this week, and it's something new I'm trying. I'm not going to put it up there yet until, if you want it, if you're interested, let me know. I'm happy to sell it. But I'm just playing with how can I, now this one has similar fabrics, but I've got some ideas of different fabrics to be put in the middle. So it'll have probably like a little, either a separate piece here or a little double line here. Or I'm actually planning on doing some that go all the way around the whole thing. So that
sorry, I was just going to say, I love the juxtaposition of having a seam with this flowy, but then you've got sort of this anchor of these seams that are kind of giving you a different type of line. That's incredible. You've been showing us some new things with your neutral colors now with these.
Right.
Something's inspiring you. What's going on? What's inspiring these new choices?
Well, there's a combination of things. I personally love architecture, so that's where the neutrals comes from, because the buildings and the shapes to me are just amazing. And then just kind of the neutral look of most buildings. Most buildings aren't bright pink, even not the lipstick building. So that's what that's kind of some of the inspiration. And then this really came, truthfully, I was just playing. I was like, all right, there was a piece of the fabric I didn't like. I cut it out. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Literally, it sat on my table for 4 months. I was like, I have no idea. This one piece isn't big enough to do anything. This other piece is really little. And just one day I was like, well, let me see what would happen if I just sewed it together.
Oh.
And I assumed
Well,
that
I
it was
think
gonna
it
be
looks
one
great.
of those junk pile things. What was
Yeah,
that? I'm
no,
sorry.
I think it looks great. And Angela agrees. She likes the texture.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jan.
All right, thank you.
Love seeing all the new pieces. So we are going to move to our newest artist, making her debut, Saskia. Hi.
Hi everybody. I'm so glad to join, and I'd like to thank all the ladies who are behind this and are so organized. The behind the scenes is as organized as you might imagine for such a fun party. I did a couple of these on my own during the pandemic, but they were not as fun and there was no toasting. So I'd like to toast again and thank you all for having me here. My name is Saskia DeVries and my company is SASKIA. I'm the first American in my family, so it's a Dutch name. And so I've always felt a little bit other. Am I American? Am I Dutch? And that's kind of what my jewelry is about. It's about bringing different cultures together and finding a way to make them look beautiful. And so you'll see that a lot of the materials I have are from all over the world, and often they are many countries combined into one piece. And I work with vendors as much as I can, women from all over the world. And the way I found a lot of these women was my husband and I went on a year-long trip to 13 countries, all through Asia. And whenever we were about to get on a bus to go somewhere, my husband turned around and I was like talking to some cool lady in the corner and he was like, we have to go. So that's a little bit, the inspiration was this trip, and I came back and started making things. And I thought I would show you this collection first. It's now called the Gudeon collection, but it was originally called the COVID collection. And I made it during the pandemic. I was really depressed. I didn't know what to do. And so I started looking at some of my materials and I started thinking about what could I do to give people the feeling of protection. You can see, let me get my little hand to lay flat. Come, little friend. And it's, so there's a hand, and these are little rubies. And I named it Hamia because it's the Arabic word for protection. And then I used here an elephant that comes from Thailand, and I named it Kalong because that is a word in Thai for strength. And then the Raksha is the turquoise piece here, and it means Raksha is the Sanskrit word for protector. So if we go really close, you can see there's a little sitting Buddha here. It's in porcelain and then it has brass around it. And then the turquoise is faceted. And I didn't mention that on this other one, this brass comes from Thailand. So it's just kind of something that I've noticed over the years. And I like someone said, I think it was Meghan, that her customers sort of taught her how to wear some things or gave her different ideas. That was the same thing that I have found. I have people come and I'm like, oh, that's a great combo. Let me put it on my website. So this is just a fun example of how you can wear different things together. And you see that on a lot of them, I'll put a little adjustable clasp here so that you specifically, so that you can layer it. And that's kind of what I did today with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Euphrates, the Mesopotamia, and the Stonehenge. They also have, in my opinion, fun names. And that sort of talks about the story as well. But you can see that they line up pretty well. And that is because I used this little adjustable clasp here in the back, which you can see oddly on my neck. So that allows things to work better in different patterns. And I also sell little extenders, which if it doesn't come with that, and you can use it on anybody's jewelry, it really helps with layering, which I love to encourage people to do. And I always like to say, nobody has ever told me that I was wearing too many necklaces. I've never had anyone stop me on the street, but I have someone stop and say, wow, I wish I could do that. And I like to say, Just do it, and then you've done it. People say, oh, I couldn't carry it off. You just put it on, and then there you go. This is another fun example. This one is called the African Dancer. I designed this when I was 8 months pregnant at the BAM Dance Festival in Brooklyn, and my feet were so swollen I looked like an elephant. These are beads from Ghana, Ethiopia, Pakistan, and then it has a clasp from Indonesia. So this is just, again, another example of how so many countries can come into one piece. And then this one is called Volta, which I named after the Volta River in Ghana. So I meant this to be a 2-strand bracelet like this. And you can see these are recycled soda glass bottles. This is brass from Ethiopia. And then this sort of special bead here is from Nepal. It's turquoise and coral. And so it can be a 2-strand bracelet, but a lot of my customers said, Saskia, why don't you wear this as a choker? So if you need a little bit length, again, you could do an extender, but it does work as a choker. And it's just another example of how I threw in a lot of countries. And I guess one of my hopes is to maybe teach you about a place that you hadn't heard of before, or like, for example, oh, I hadn't even thought of showing these, but the Mien earrings are, they are a people that used to be in Cambodia, and they fled during the persecution and they went up north to Thailand. And so I like to use the name of the people as the name of the earring so that I could tell you maybe, I mean, I didn't know about them until I bought this piece. So that's really important to me. And we also like to give back to different places that we source from. These ones are really fun, and I feel like they would go really well with Meghan's necklaces, just saying. This is a fun mix of brass with silver, and the ear wire of 14 karat gold fill. And it's hard to see, but there's a teeny little pyrite stone there separating the silver from the brass. And this is part of my cutout earring line, which I finally was able to make more of. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, you know, the pandemic was not easy, and I like to say we survived, but I wasn't buying materials for a while. It's like, am I still in business? What's happening? And so now I'm slowly starting to buy materials again. And so I was able to now bring back my very popular turquoise cutout, and it's a piece of brass with teeny Afghani turquoise inside. And whenever you see teeny beads like that, they are often from Afghanistan. And I go to, I'm looking for something, I can't find it. I go to the Tucson Gem Show, and whenever you see the teeny beads, it's often from Pakistan. I have this awesome vendor who gets things from both Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Saskia, so I just want to let you know that I have been so captivated that I just decided to let you keep going because I love hearing all of your stories, but we are actually now out of time. I do have a question that I'd like to ask at the after party, but this was so much fun to sort of join you on your travels like this. So thank you so much. Yeah, no, that was super fun. So we're going to move on to Mimi Kirchner. Hi, Mimi.
Myself, oh, sorry.
There we go.
Are we good? Hi, I'm Mimi Kirchner, and I make art toys. I've been a lifelong maker. I've been making and selling artwork since I was in high school, starting with jewelry, and then I was a potter for 20 years. And then I think I finally settled into what I was supposed to be doing all along with these crazy characters and friends of mine. So yeah, I've been making these since, I've been making this particular style of doll since about 2000, the middle of 2000, I don't know, 2006 or something. And yeah, so I have all different kinds of characters. I like to, I have like a standard patterns, and then it's sort of who comes out of that pattern based on the fabrics. And and I ask myself, who is this person? And then I sort of have a story in my head. So my latest fellows are, this one I just finished this week, this guy, he's a farmer. I think I'm inspired by the summer. And so I'm doing some summer related guys. I just finished a batch of mermen, and the swimmer here, he's my old fashioned swimming guy. I use a lot of recycled and reclaimed, what I like to call rescued fabrics. They are, I originally started with fabrics from my mom's stash. She was a fashion sewer, and she had lots and lots of beautiful cashmeres and that, and my siblings just wanted to throw them away, but I was like, no, I'm going to save them all. And so I do, and from there I've done a lot of thrifting, and I use a lot of cashmere. I do a lot of wool raw edge applique. These ones are sort of, I think of as being folk arty, and I like to think of this as sort of a canvas. So it's the lady and her dress, but the dress is a canvas, and then that's where I do my my fun decorating, but it has to have a face because that's what I like, things with a face. And so similarly with these babies is a similar type of idea with the wool applique and reclaimed fabrics. This is a really nice piece of cashmere, and wool from sweaters and wool from coats, and hand embroidered. Each is one of a kind because, of course, when you're using reclaimed fabrics, when things are gone, they're gone. And so, plus I'm very easily bored, so I don't want to ever do two that are the same. I love the working on the details. So here is a little fox girl, and you can see she's got a bow in her hair. She's got a Angora sweater. Her dress has little squirrels on it. I'm always keeping my eye out for the perfect fabrics. And she's got a little purse, and everybody has a little something either in their pocket or their purse. She's got a little notebook and some lunch money. And then I like to keep an eye out for different fabrics. So I have, you can see here's two foxes, but they have very different textures of the orange. That makes everything more fun for me. Always something new. These fish are made of, so I got inspired to make these fish basically from the sweater ribbing of that. I thought, hey, that looks like a fin, and that was the beginning of these fish. And so this is sweater ribbing here, and on all the different little fins, and each one is its own little character. You can see this one is very much a sweater. This is all made from thrift store sweaters, and I like to put cashmere out for here because it just feels so nice.
Mimi, I'm just going to interrupt real quick here and say, first of all, I'm so delighted that you were part of this party because I missed you the last time you did an art party, but we did have a couple questions that came in. One person wanted to know, Angela actually wanted to know, how do you do the faces? Are you painting them? Are you stitching them? How does that work?
Here. So everything's hand embroidered. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see.
yeah.
I put it really close. I think you can
Yeah.
see here. So it's all hand embroidered. And and then let's see here. Oh, come on. So much for that. Like on the girl dolls, you can see that it's like on this, it's applique and embroidered. So this is like a piece of fabric stitched on and then, added on there. And then she's got felt hair.
Oh, I'm so glad that we got to see those details. I'm glad you asked the question, Angela. That is incredible work. Thank you so much. It was so great to see these guys up close and personal. I've seen you only at shows and we're always so busy.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we are going to move over to Jennifer. Jennifer Lippman Bruno. There we go. Hi.
Hi. So I'm Jennifer from Jennifer Lippman Bruno Design. I normally do a little intro, but I have too many things to show, so I'm just jumping in. I designed jewelry, went into knitting, and came back to jewelry about 3 years ago. So I knew when I wanted to come back, I wanted to do something different. So I started, and oh, by the way, everything is going to be rings today. Forgot that little tidbit. So for the rings, I called this the Profile Collection, and I used sterling silver and concrete. So the band that for the ring is sterling silver, and then I do the outside also in sterling, and all of the filling is concrete. And normally when designing jewelry, people will have the main stone and they'll do a bezel and they'll work around it. I do the opposite. I create the shape that I want, and then since I'm pouring and dyeing the concrete, I can make whatever shape I want. So these rings are very comfortable, even though it's a triangle. And what you can do, so here's 2 triangles, you can stack them and have 2 different colors shown. You can offset them slightly and change the whole silhouette. You can add another shape, and you can just keep building, 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 and it makes the whole, a little bit of a glare. It just makes it very architectural, and you can layer it however you want. And then this is also part of the profile. I call it the runway ring because it's a little more extreme. And I'm going to come back to this in a second, but it's just a fun show off type of ring. So then I decided, what if I can make different colors of concrete within the same piece? So this is the nestled collection. And what I did was I put different, it's a shape and a shape and a shape, more bezels within the shape. And then I could just put as many colors as I want. And these also are just, I consider these like a white t-shirt. It's like you can dress it down, dress it up, very easy everyday rings. And then sometimes I like to go really, really big. This is from the Harmonious collection. So again, all of my designs are pretty simple. It's basically shapes that interact with one another, the materials and the colors. So those are some big pieces. Now I know not everyone likes big. Some people like something a little smaller. So I have the Effortless collection. So these stacking rings, it's the same concept, simple, simple shapes with the concrete, the different colors. But what's fun is if you look at the height, you can see how some have a lower profile, some have a higher. So when you stack all the pieces, the components together, it's fun because you have the different heights, you have the different shapes, the different colors, and you can do one, which looks beautiful, or you can stack them up. And then similar to that, I took a break from concrete for just a split moment. And I did this series, which is called a la carte. So this is all sterling silver with little diamonds. Again, simple shapes, nothing too over the top, but together they're really beautiful. But this also can be worn just one to make a statement. And what I've had other people do is combine one ring from the a la carte with the diamonds and the silver and one with the concrete. So that's really playful. And then I was like, well, I love the diamonds and the concrete because the juxtaposition of all the materials to me is exciting and unexpected. And for me, unexpected is, I just like to surprise people in silly ways. So this is the nestled ring again, which I showed before, but instead of a little concrete dot, there's a diamond. And I have a white and gray piece with a gray diamond. And this is all pinks with a pink diamond. It's hard to see. If you look at it, it's so subtle, but it's that little detail of the color diamond that I love. It just elevates it to a whole nother level. The other ring that I personally wear every day, this is called the cutting edge band. Now this silver, again, it's an interior and exterior, just like the profile, but it's a much heavier gauge silver. And so I do the two, and then I also put a little tube in it. You can see the hole on the bottom. And so on the top, I set the diamond and all the concrete goes in. So this is stunning on the side. It has a fun profile from the top. Oh, and I cut out that funky organic shape. So this is a nice hefty ring to wear every day. And then going with the diamond theme, more isn't always better, but it's really fun. So this is the randomness collection. Again, very simple shapes, low profile, one color concrete, but I added the diamonds, which makes it really playful. This can come with 3, 5, or 7 diamonds. And it's a gorgeous ring if you just want something a little different for a cocktail or an everyday ring. And the last thing I'm going to throw in is, again, I'm going back to my first ring, the profile, which was so simple, all about the concrete. And so this week I was like, let's up the ante. So I did that, but of course I added diamonds. And when I say diamonds, it's because on both sides you have a diamond. So when you wear it, it's going to look gorgeous from every angle. And also concrete is super lightweight, so it's very comfortable to wear. Do you have questions? I zipped through that really fast because I knew
That was amazing.
less time than normal and I had so much to show.
Yeah, no, you're totally, first of all, you're blowing up the chat with your rings. Everyone loves them. Those are amazing. And thank you. I love that you just did a full ring spread. So quick question. When you showed us, it was sort of in the beginning, the rings with the different geometrical shapes within each other.
Yes.
Are each of them, is that sterling silver encasing each one?
Yes. So
Okay.
the ring, the metal, all the metal I use is sterling silver for the rings. So it's sterling silver, concrete, and then a sprinkling of diamonds, which can be all different colors.
Right. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I love your rings so much. And I also like that there's a couple of them there that like you could also wear when you're coming home late in the dark, right?
I've even in school, I would design stuff and people are like, that's kind of violent. I'm like,
No, it's
no, it's called
gorgeous.
self-defense.
Yes, it's gorgeous and it's got a little edge, which is awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
We're gonna move on to Eileen now. Hi, Eileen. Perfect.
Hi, am I unmuted?
You're perfect.
Okay. So hi. I'm actually gonna show first. I got some, I just recently had some work photographed. It is not on my website yet, but it will be within, hopefully by the end of the day. So these are garnets with black diamonds and fossilized dinosaur bones. I'm not sure if you can see the delineations in the dinosaur bones, but it's like a red and gray pattern in there. And these are set in 18 karat. They're a nice long earring, a statement piece, one of a kind. And they sit on the ear. They're about 2 inches long. and the stone kind of curves in towards the face. They're called dancers because they actually look to me very figurative, like dancers, and the bottom stone looks like their skirts sort of swaying as they dance about. These are also new. I think I showed this stone last time that I was on a show. This is petrified wood with opal replacement and native copper. So there's this blue-green opal in there, and the photograph will show it more clearly. There's almost like blues and greens, almost like it's under the sea. Just beautiful with black lines, and then these sort of bronze colored, well, the copper colored, it looks very bronzy. And that's apatite underneath. Originally, I was thinking I might do it with cognac diamonds, but when I put the apatite under, they just popped. And these, I do a lot of these drops. These are a little bit bigger than what I normally work with, but just, again, it's a beautiful, brilliant color in there, and it just really pops. Let's see. These were also just photographed. They're a much quieter pair of earrings with a beautiful light gray druzy. I do use a lot of druzy in my work, and yellow sapphires. I made these at the beginning of the year. They are the Pantone colors of the year, gray and yellow. And they're just a very happy contemporary pair of earrings. And again, like a lot of my work, you can dress it up or dress it down. These are not as big as the other earrings. They're about, the stones are just about a little under a ½ inch square. But you can wear these just about anywhere with jeans, with a little black dress, you know, just anywhere, and very lightweight. The other thing that is here, these were also just photographed, and these are ear climbers. I have, let me see. Okay, so this, it goes up the side of the ear, as you can see. It is oxidized silver with 18 karat gold, and these have amethyst set in them. I can set them with any color stone. The oxidized silver, which is the black and silver, makes it really stand out against the gold, and the gold is given a matte finish. But they're small, they're very lightweight, but very dramatic. And on my ears, I'm wearing these with my face framers, which are probably my best sell. Oh wait, sorry, wrong. Wait. Okay, yes, it's hard to figure out my rights and lefts on Zoom. But these face framers are oxidized silver with an 18 karat gold wire and cultured pearls. So you've got a nice contrast of color, and these are 18 karat. The bar in front has a matte finish, and the ear wire behind, which shows up as part of the piece, has a high polish. The ones that I'm wearing have peridots in them, which happen to be one of my favorite stones. They're very nice and bright. These have garnets in them. I make them with just about, not garnets, I'm sorry, rubies. I make them with a lot of different stones, but right now I have the rubies, and I have some cognac diamonds, which are a beautiful sort of bronzy coppery tone, and with the brilliance of a diamond. One of the nice things about doing an art party is that you could still be working in your studio right up until the art party. So these are not quite done. They are like a leopard print druzy with cognac diamonds underneath. And there is a chase pattern around the stones to kind of pick up the sparkle of both the diamond and the druzy. These will probably be another couple of weeks before they're photographed, but they will be done by tomorrow. So if anyone is interested, you can always contact me.
I love that so much. I love that you're showing us something that's not even finished yet, Ilene. That's so great. And I also want to tell you that I had never heard of druzy before you came to art parties, and now I totally think of it as your stone. It's the Ilene stone. Thank you.
I've been using it actually for a long time. And I'm definitely not the only other artist who uses it. But
I imagine that's true, but it's still
I do use a lot of it.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's so beautiful. Well, thank you so much. It's always great when you come on the parties. I love your work so much. It's gorgeous. So we're going now to our final artist of the evening, actually. Karla.
Hey, thank you,
Gonna wrap it
Sam.
up.
I'm gonna wrap it up. Oh my goodness, I was thrilled with everyone's presentations today. I want everything, which lets all the presenters know how well they've done. I'm so honored to be in your presence and a part of Art Party Central's founding members. So I'm Karla of Karla Gudeon Art and Design, and my primary focus is affordable art. And one of the ways I like to phrase it is that it's high-end original art, every piece hand painted, but still something a lot of people can welcome into their home easily. It's, you know, there's a place for dark art or provocative art, but my work I like to think is going to be something you want to wake up to in the morning and bring you joy and fuel you forward and be that additional cup of adrenaline. Is when you look at something that brings you that kind of happiness without crossing over to anything too cute either. And one of the things that I think allows me to do that is the technique I use. Some of you know this, some of you don't, but I'm using a 200-year-old technique that I self-taught. I went to art school, but did not focus or learn this when I was there at all. And it's called hand-colored engravings. And it goes back to the hand-colored books that Currier and Ives did in the 1800s. And so for all my pieces, my initial part of my process is in metal. And here are some of my original metal plates with the designs engraved backwards into the metal plates. At one of these days, I'll clean my studio enough that I could give you all a view of my press. And then from there, I go onto my press and I make prints onto beautiful natural cotton fabric paper or handmade papers. And one of the things that lets you know that something is a hand-pulled print and not what somebody will call like a lithograph or giclée, which comes off a machine, is there's an indentation that you could see where the metal actually pushed through onto the paper. And I love that indentation. And once I print, in some cases lately, I've even considered that a finished piece. So here is something that I like to think of as just a tree of life. And that to me, I do hand color it, but I think it looks beautiful just in its black and white format. And then we have the pieces I was showing you the plates for in full color. And then in some of the framing. And I put a ton of effort into choosing unusual moldings, Italian wood moldings, and matte colors because I like the idea that when the piece is on your wall, it tells a full story, that you're looking at it soup to nuts, frame to art. And I don't know if you noticed, but a couple of the things that I've been showing you today, they're focusing on love. And I think it's because I have my son's engagement party coming up in 2 weeks that I'm super, super excited about. So in terms of showing Art Party Central previews of things not finished, these are what I call pieces from my premier collection. They're my larger size pieces. I also call them room makers because you walk in and it kind of makes a room and everything else, you know, can kind of fall away as you look at something this big and beautiful. So I'm going to show you my new, not yet framed Love Grows here. which I just finished painting up. And, you know, because I paint each one in the edition separately, it never looks exactly the same from time to time. And I have to tell you, there's this one little butterfly here that I'm really, really proud of, that I don't know what I did, and I don't know if I could repeat it, but I am pointing wrong. But that is the butterfly that right now I am in love with the colors I painted for it. And another collection that, one other one in the love vein that I was thinking of my kids with the engagement is, I like this entwined, because to me that says engagement and marriage, and yet I kind of like this Maleficent kind of colors that I colored it, which also give it like I don't know, like a My Bloody Valentine kind of thing. Take something happy and make it a little dark, Karla. Okay, yeah, I can do that too. And one other peek. So this is something that I don't sell. It's not on my website, but just again, because I'm talking wedding engagement, I thought I'd show you. Years ago, I worked with a division of Chronicle and Random House books called Blue Apple, and illustrated 5 picture books. But one of the ones I happen to love is my grandma's wedding album. And that was one of my picture books that I illustrated. And I just pulled out from my archives of frame pieces a couple of the originals from the book. So again, I thought this was an appropriate thing to tie in. And there's a gallery up in Massachusetts that carries most of the originals from my picture books, that if anybody collects children's books illustrations, that would be the place to go. Or I do have a couple here at the studio. There's one other from that picture book. Do I have time to show some stuff from the little ones collection, or am I done?
No, you are not done. You have like a minute and a half. I was going to ask a question, but if you have an agenda, feel free and show us something.
But why don't you give me the question? Maybe I could do two things.
It's just, you've been showing us a lot of love inspired things. Do you have special pieces or that you would recommend for weddings and engagements as
I do. And so the little ones collection is also all hand painted. They all start off with a plate and etching. Beschert is actually the Yiddish word for you found your soulmate, so you were destined to be. So that's one of my favorite words to use. And I also kind of bastardize it, like, what do you want for dinner? Oh, Thai food? Oh, me too. It's Beschert. It's meant to be. So you can kind of do that. And then this is one of my favorite phrases, which is from Song of Songs. I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. And I actually have a larger scale piece that has that phrase both in Hebrew and English, ani l'dodi v'dodi li. And on the little ones and the larger ones, I can inscribe 2 names and a date, or 2 names and the message with love. So it can get even more personal than the design you've chosen. Some people think you can't do art because it's too personal as a gift. And my work, it's not the case. I really would not do it if I didn't know that almost everywhere I go, people tell me that this was their favorite gift, and they're so glad somebody went off the registry to do something so personal that was so heartfelt.
Oh, I love that so much. Thank you, Karla.
Thanks so much, Sam.
And I just thank you for all of these wonderful artists. This was a bit of an experiment having, I'm just going to remove your, this was a bit of an experiment having 8 artists tonight. And I think it was just so fantastic to see so much variety and so many incredible presentations. I saw that someone had put in the chat that, it was sort of inspiring her to think a little bit more broadly about some of the things she could be doing as well, which I love hearing that, because I think everyone here was so inspiring. And I also wanted to say thanks to all of you who came to this party. Thank you. I love my fascinator too, June. You are the reason we do the work that we do. Initially we started Art Party Central in the middle of the pandemic. We wanted to reconnect with our customers, and it was so amazing to be able to do that via Zoom. It wasn't in person, but video was kind of awesome. And then we found that we were doing something that was so incredibly special, where you guys are seeing things that aren't up on the website yet, that we're not yet schlepping to shows, but we're showing you things that are in the process. We're talking to you a little bit more personally than we ever have a chance to do when we're in person, because I'm sure some of you guys who are here have seen us all at shows and know that it's hard to get our attention for too long and be able to sort of ask us some of the questions that you might have. So I think without further ado, I'm gonna hand it over to Nora, my fabulous co-host, who is going to tell us the gift certificate winners.
Hi, everyone. I would like you please to unmute yourself if you can possibly do it, if you're willing, because it's really fun to hear people say yay along with me, so I feel like I'm just choking up here. And the other thing is, if you hear your name and you are a winner, please put your name and your email address in the chat, especially if your Zoom name is different from your normal name, so we can find you afterwards to send you your special gift certificate. So without further ado, our first winner for Meghan Patrice Riley jewelry is Janice Heyman.
Oh my God.
Yay!
I love it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, that was
We have 8 to get through.
okay.
Go ahead.
Next one is for Ellen Cohen. We have Kristen Glenn.
Yay!
Yes. And our third winner for Jan Lichtenstein, it's by Jan, is Angela Flaviani. Congratulations.
I got you.
And next for Saskia, it's made by Saskia, is Krista Sherman. Congratulations.
Yay.
And for Mimi Kirchner is Linda Zimmerling.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And for Jennifer Lippman Bruno, we've got Susan Goretsky.
Hey, Susan.
And our 7th winner, this is a lot of winners, for Eileen Schwartz jewelry is Tulu Abodurin. Congratulations. And last but definitely not least, our darling Karla Gudeon, we have Trisha Lewis. Trisha Lewis. Congratulations.
Trisha.
Thank you guys.
I hope you
Awesome.
all enjoyed those. And yes, take it back away, Sam, so I don't choke up
Awesome.
here.
Yeah, so thank you everyone, and congratulations to all the winners. So for everyone, because we want everyone to go home a winner, and there was actually already a question in the chat about the coupon code. So our coupon code is July 2020 art party. So 10% off all 8 artists plus our website, so swanandstone.com. And your coupon code, and Nora will put that in the chat, is July 22 art party. So you guys can feel free to go to everyone's website and check it out. We are going to send you a follow-up email with the link for all of the websites and this coupon code again, just in case you don't have a pen or pencil handy and you're not writing this down. Don't worry. Don't stress about that. We always want to take care of you. So Nora, can you please put it in July 22 art party, not 2020. So it is July 22 art party. And we do have another party in August. So you may have noticed that we're not going along at such a rapid clip as we were, because summer is a busy time and people are getting out there. And we have one party in August, and that is going to be August 19th. And again, we're going to have 8 artists. So we will have B Felt, Meghan Patrice Riley Jewelry, Ecologic, Swan&Stone, Millinery, Cloth to Clay, Mimi Kirchner, Janine Krantz, Artisan Jewelry, and Clara Applewhite Designs. So, and Mary Carol's already registered for the August party. Yay, Mary Carol, that's fantastic. So again, if you go to artpartycentral.org, and could someone go ahead and just put that link in the chat? Artpartycentral.org is our website. You can always see the upcoming parties as well as a link to everybody's website. So if you want to get like a little preview of what you're going to see at the party, if you want to click and register for the party like Mary Carol did, because there's no time like the present, go ahead and bop on over there, and you can get your free ticket to come join us. So we look forward to seeing you August 19th. Again, thank you, Nora, for co-hosting, and thank you all of you guys, artists and guests alike, for coming today. If anybody had any questions or felt like there was something, I'm going to remove my spotlight, and you guys can feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. I feel like there was maybe one that I didn't get to, but for the most part, I think we got the questions in the chat. Did anyone want to go ahead and ask anything that wasn't quite answered? Oh, so Eileen, actually. Eileen, there was just a question. I think it was the bigger earrings that you were showing that were petrified bone. I just didn't ask you. Are they heavy?
This was, no, the petrified wood with the opal.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, they're not like total lightweight, but no, they're not heavy. None of my work is heavy. You know, it's not a total featherweight, but it's not heavy.
Got it.
So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Did anyone else have anything? I'm just looking at my notes. That's why I'm not looking at you all, but I think we covered all the questions, but feel free to unmute yourself if there was something you didn't quite see.
Well, for anybody who may be wondering about Jennifer Lippman Bruno and the weight of the concrete, I can tell you that I have a pair of her earrings that are concrete and silver, and they are light as a feather.
They're the sweetest. They look gorgeous.
Love it.
And they look fabulous, son.
Right. And I was going to say, I don't have mine on today, but I can certainly attest to the fact that they are light as a feather. Like you almost forget that you have them on until somebody says, ooh, like those are beautiful. Where did you get those?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Aww. That's so
now I can't wait to start playing with the rings.
Oh, they're good.
They're gorgeous.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, you guys. And you know, of course, what I failed to mention is if anybody came in late or whatever, we have another party with all of these artists. And for those of you who have ever come to 2 in one day, you know that they're nothing alike. So if you want to come to the one at 7:30, you could certainly register for that as well. And you might get to see Meghan dance a little more. So see, there she goes. All right. Yay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. And I don't know about you guys, but it has been raining every freaking day here in Vermont, and it is sunny and beautiful today. And I'm so happy.
But it's a Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday, not Saturday, but that's okay.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
We'll take it.
Thank you for being
The
here.
garden doesn't care. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.